This is ABC 7 News this morning.
Well, you know, there's nothing like a day on the lake, and boating is a common way to have fun during the summer. But if you mix in alcohol, you get a dangerous and potentially deadly combination. According to the U.S. Coast Guard, in 2008, alcohol was the #1 factor in deadly boating accidents. More than nearly 4,800 recreational boating accidents, and more than 700 people were killed. And you're also risking a serious punishment if you get caught boating under the influence. And our legal expert, Attorney Thomas Glasgow, is here to explain all of this. Good to see you once again, sir.
Good morning.
Now, this is just as dangerous as drinking and driving, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, one has to remember that a boat sometimes can be 5,000, sometimes 1,200 or 12,000 pounds, has no brakes. And you're out there, you're on the water. Most of these accidents are caused by inattentiveness, and alcohol and boating, when used in excess, you're not going to be as attentive as you are when you are sober and you're looking around. As we were taught in boating safety school, your head really should be on a swivel, looking around all the time at everything that's going on. Additionally, you've got skiers, you've got people off the boat, you've got people on the boat, you've got swimmers, etc., that you have to be wary of all the time. The potential for injury is really great.
And you're saying there's a difference in the field sobriety test you take for driving and for boating?
That's correct. If an officer pulls up on you, a police officer, they come up on you, it's not like a traffic stop. They can do a routine float check to see whether or not there's personal flotation devices. And what they will do is they do several tests that are different than the ones that you would get at a roadside test, which you're pretty familiar with. These, you count backwards between 25 to 1, you say the alphabet without singing. There's a touching of the fingers back and forth. There's the slapping the palm test that we used to do when we were in school. Those things, in combination with the sun, in combination with being out in the weather, etc., the boat's rocking, they're not really a good indicator of what it is that you are under the influence of alcohol, or if you're under the influence of alcohol.
Wow. Now, I understand there's lots of different ways you can actually violate the law, too.
That's correct. You can end up being, if you're charged with this, it's the same as a DUI that you get in a car. You can get a Class A misdemeanor on the first time. You could end up going to jail for up to a year, be fined up to $2,500. If you end up injuring somebody, you can go to jail for anywhere between 1 and 12 years. If you kill somebody in a boating accident, it can be as much as 3 to 14 years in the penitentiary.
So what happens if a felony charge? How does this involve?
Well, what happens is you end up with a boating accident, and we've had several of these where a guy is driving around, he's out drinking, he's out fishing with his buddies, not paying attention, he's driving at night, he hits an island, and like in one of my cases, the people go flying off, person's killed, another person's injured, and because alcohol was involved, and because they weren't utilizing their due care like they're taught, they end up with a felony charge, and they could end up in jail. People think that, the rules don't apply when you're out on the water. Drinking and boating is kind of a tradition, and people go out and do this. You have to be very, very careful in order not to injure those that you were given the care for. And if you have people such as children in the boat and you're caught drinking, there are enhanced penalties for that as well.
Well, there's something I've really never understood. Do you have to have a license to drive a boat?
If you're under the age of 18, yes, you do. If you are over the age of 18, those rules don't apply. If you're under 18, you have to pass certain tests, and you have to have that certification with you and be supervised by somebody over the age of 18. But being over the age of 18, there's nothing that's going to end up, in any way keeping you from driving that boat. If you're out, in Burnham Harbor, or you're over at, Gordy's in Lake Geneva enjoying yourself, just be careful and be prudent in what you do to make sure you're on guard not to injure those around you, because it is a big piece of machinery, absolutely no brakes, no way to stop it, no way to not injure other people.
Wow, important reminders. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thanks.
Good information. If you want more information about this and a link to Thomas's website, go to abc7chicago.com. It's all there for you. We'll be right back.